Hello friends, and welcome to another exciting week in the NFL. I'm your host, the Sports Swami. Let's get into how we did last week. Week 12 was a tough week for everyone in the NFL, especially the sports bettors. We came in with a record of 8 wins and 5 losses, which is not one of our better weeks. Those totals take our all-time winning percentage to 66.1%. A lot of people got burned last week. And we would say the Pittsburgh game might have been the worst. With the snow conditions, it was a really tough game to call. Dallas and Washington was another game that went the wrong way. We don't know what's happening in Washington right now. We're still picking them this week, but we're not overly excited about them. Another team that seems to be in trouble is Houston with C.J. Stroud. They just don't have the consistency they need, and their offensive line is not doing as well as it should. We're going to go with Houston this week, but we'll tell you why a little bit later. Another tough loss for us was the Baltimore at the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday night. Our model said to take Los Angeles, and we think if J.K. Dobbins had not been injured so early, that might have been a much closer game. But it's the NFL, and this happens every week. So without further ado, let's get into our picks for Week 13. We have our computer models for Week 13, and we have our intuitive picks. So you're going to see a lot of these changing sides, especially on the very close games. So pay attention to that. I've tried to highlight them in colors on the screen so you can pick through each one, but I want you to listen to our rationale on that. The first game up is Chicago at Detroit. And while we think that Chicago is playing much better lately, we do not think that they are a match for Detroit's offense or defense. And we anticipate this going with Detroit, and we recommend taking Detroit on the money line. By the way, the first 4 games are all very short weeks, so this could go either way. The next game up are the New York Giants traveling to Dallas. And Dallas had quite an upset on Washington last week, and New York is just falling to pieces. And while our models predict a draw, we are going to recommend taking Dallas on the money line. It is a home game and a divisional game. The next game up is Miami traveling to Green Bay. This is another short week game. Miami does not do well in the cold, as everyone knows. So we do anticipate this going Green Bay's way, and we recommend taking Green Bay on the money line. The next game up is Las Vegas traveling to Kansas City. It is a very short week, not a lot of practice time here, so it's going to depend on the talent on both teams. The fact that Las Vegas lost another quarterback last week does not help. We do recommend taking Kansas City on the money line. The next game up are the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Atlanta. Atlanta is coming off a bye, and Los Angeles just had that short week with the Monday night game. The fact that J.K. Dobbins is questionable for this game makes us go against our model, and we recommend taking Atlanta on the money line. The next game up is another holiday special upset. While Pittsburgh is going to be favored in this game, we don't think that Pittsburgh's offense is really playing up to par, and we're going to go with Joe Burrow and the higher scoring offense, and we recommend taking Cincinnati at home on the money line. The next game up is ripe for an upset, but we think there's a little bit too much talent here on the Minnesota side. So in the Arizona traveling to Minnesota game, we recommend taking Minnesota on the money line. This will be a good test for Sam Darnold. The next game up is Indianapolis traveling to New England. This is a pretty clear one for us. We recommend taking Indianapolis on the money line. The next game up is Seattle traveling cross-country to play at the New York Jets. And while the Jets have come off a bye week, we do recommend taking Seattle. We think they're the better team. We actually think their defense is playing better than the Jets, and we recommend taking Seattle on the money line. The next game up should be a obvious pick. It's Washington hosting Tennessee. Tennessee has been playing very well lately. Washington has not been playing very well lately, but we think this gets turned around this week, and we do recommend taking Washington on the money line. The next game up is Houston traveling to Jacksonville. This is a game that has no home court advantage. We do recommend taking Houston on the money line until we see something more out of Jacksonville. The next game up are the Los Angeles Rams traveling to New Orleans. And while our model does recommend taking New Orleans on this game, we just don't have the confidence in the Saints, especially if you double down on Alvin Kamara. There's not much left in that Saints offense, so we do recommend taking the Los Angeles Rams on the money line. The next game up is Tampa Bay at Carolina, and we think this game is going to be a lot closer than anticipated. Carolina is playing very well, but we do recommend taking Tampa Bay on the money line for the win. The next game up is a statistical tie. There is absolutely no margin of difference between the two teams. This is Philadelphia traveling to Baltimore. And while we know Baltimore has just come off that exciting win, it is a Monday night game. It's going to be a little shorter week for them. And Philadelphia has been playing very, very well. And we'll take Saquon Barkley over Derrick Henry this week. And we recommend taking Philadelphia on the money line. The next game up is San Francisco traveling cross country to Buffalo, New York. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. And Buffalo is coming off a bye. And San Francisco is pretty beat up these days. We recommend taking Buffalo on the money line. Our final game is Cleveland traveling to Denver, playing at Mile High Stadium. We think that Cleveland's starting to get it together on the offense. Their defense has always been lights out, but they are playing at altitude, and Denver is on quite a roll. We think Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos will take care of business, and we recommend taking Denver on the money line. Well, that's it for Week 13. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the videos. Leave some comments down below. We always like to read what's going on with you. We had a tough week last week, but we hope to bounce back this week. We're going against our model in a couple of places. We're playing more intuition this week. And that is why the Swami picks what he picks. Have a good and profitable Week 13.